Yeah, guys, this is a bonus regarding to Game of Thrones season, the final episode of Game of Thrones. I will tell you something, guys. I'm gonna be watching season 6. I don't know if it's gonna end on a disaster or gonna end on a high note, because first 3 were pretty, the first 2 were spot on, and the third episode was good, but then it went south to Game of Thrones, went south, and I don't mean go down the border south. I don't mean that, I meant going down south in interest in a series finale. But yes, guys, I just want to say, I'm going to be watching this after a day or on Disney XD, or if you're watching Disney Channel, after the series finale of Star vs. Forces of Evil in Cleaved. But this premise will be really, really the best. Would be really the best. But I meant Star vs. Forces of Evil, but that premise was really traumatizing to me. Because, after I watched the episode, what happened with Daenerys transformation, that scene at King's Landing, after it said the bell, so it rang, after that, it left me traumatized. I written down to watch the whole show, and then, after the episode's done, I was actually traumatized. But I was actually, really traumatized with David Benioff and D.B. Weiss writing the episode, and that... But, I don't know, but the last one is not going to have them involved with the final episode. Because they're going to go, now, after the finale, go to, the Confederate. But after this, I'm going to go watch Westworld now. But after this, I will try my best to binge watch Westworld. One with Jeffrey Wright from the Hunger Games. And Shaft, and yes, and he was also in Disney and Pixar's The Good Dinosaur. Yes, which is part of Pixar. And guys, it's no secret that I love animation. And Star Wars Forces of Evil is my favorite animated series. Yes, and I admit, I like Gravity Falls. My hipster friend that's her favorite animated show, and from Disney. And she loves Gravity Falls. And she likes Star Wars Forces of Evil. But I would definitely ask her right now of how she feels if I told her that Star vs. Forces of Evil is at its final season. But this is a bonus. So, guys, I'm going to tell you this. There will be no ultimatum for me. Like some people say, I would block you if you don't watch. If you don't watch it, I will come to your house and do something terrible. But that's not me. But like I say, guys, there's no ultimatum. I mean, if you don't want to watch the series finale of Game of Thrones, that's fine by me. But if you guys do want to watch the final season of Game of Thrones and see if it's going to end in a disaster or on a high note, fine with me too. I mean, I don't have a power to force you. I like to say, I'm not forcing you. I don't have the power to control you. I mean, you guys have the power to control yourself. Like you guys decide if you want to watch it, just go watch it. But if you don't want to, please, don't want to. I'm not forcing you. I mean, it's up to you. I mean, just like some people say I shouldn't go see a Disney movie because it's from Disney. Don't go watch anything. Do not watch anything Disney. But, but I'm not giving an ultimatum or anything, but they don't have to tell me to not watch it. They don't have to tell me. I'm not going to be going to watch it. I check the ratings. If it's a bad rating, I will not watch it. But if it has a good rating and critically acclaimed, positive reviews, I'm gonna go watch it. But even though I do watch Disney only for animated, only for Pixar, and yes, I'm a huge sucker for animation. And, but if you all take a look at Miles Murphy's Law, it's part of the weekend of finales. Even though Miles Murphy's Law is you can all take a breath now, because it's actually a season finale. It's a season finale, so no worries, Milo Murphy. No worries, Milo Murphy's Law fans. I haven't watched it in a while, but I think I can watch it, because Milo Murphy is just having a season finale, so we could all take a breath. But even though, that's why I put up the polls on YouTube on my community, since I have 1,000 subscribers, and thanks to, I want to thank my subscribers for getting me to that level, so I can post things on the community. And of course, I will say it, ladies and gentlemen, I am really thrilled to see Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Even though I'm really saddened to see it end, I'm also relieved to see it ending, because this one has been a total satisfactory. Star vs. Forces of Evil, it's always been my satisfaction. Not just with a great story, great character development of Star and Marco, but it's also about the shipping, which I focus on, and yes, which I'm also patient at. But other than that, just want to say that's a good story, good premise. But if you guys don't want to, but Game of Thrones, on the other hand, was a very good start at the season 8, but it then went to, my satisfaction went down south with episode 4 with Cersei. It involved Cersei and Missandei, and then episode 5 with the Daenerys transformation and fate of the characters. But this one, end on a sour note, or will it end in satisfaction? One way to know, because, they started promising the subtitles of the shows with the final season and a disappointment. Gotham, on the other hand, I didn't have any interest in it, but then I found out it was not a Batman-focused show. It was a focus on the villains and Gordon, and James Gordon, who is not a commissioner at the time. That looks promising, and I kept on watching and watching and watching. Then I watched the final episode, and you know what? I actually enjoyed the episode. And I really watched it throughout its final season, which was last month. And yes, even though I was sad to go, but I hope for a spin-off. But if I get Epix, I will have to watch Pennyworth. I'm going to be watching Pennyworth, and I'm going to have to binge watch it for DC Thursday. Right? Do the topics first, and then the review for the show, which is about the very young Alfred. Well, not played by Sean Pertwee, but someone younger and more handsome. It kind of looks like James Darcy, who plays Jarvis in Agent Carter. And yes, James Darcy is very handsome. Oh, well, I'm not, but he does look handsome. But this Alfred, he looks very handsome, very dashing for the ladies. The ladies fall in love with, Before he was an old, before he's an old guardian parental figure for Bruce Wayne. But I like that premise more better than the just a butler. I mean, I played the Telltale series by the late Telltale Games with Batman, and it ended with Bruce Wayne. And with Secret of Thomas Wayne, the side we never got to see, but we have witnessed, he was actually a mob leader. That Thomas Wayne was actually a mob leader. One of the criminals here today, next to Carmine Falcone, and Mayor Hill. And the Hill, who was the mayor. And Mayor Hill, and all three of them got whacked. Yep, and all three of them got whacked. Well, we already know that Thomas and Martha were whacked by, of course, by Joe Chill, who unfortunately died in prison. And the other two were whacked by the Children of Arkham. Carmine with Renee Montoya, and Mayor Hill with the Lady of Arkham, who is revealed to be Vicky Vale. But take a look at Walking Dead on the other hand. People are beginning to lose interest, not because Rick is no longer on the show, who is going to have its own spin-off in 2020, but the reason? Well, because of Abraham and Glenn got their heads smashed in by Lucille. But other than that, but like I say, and that's where I started getting hooked on the show, because of Jeffrey D. Morgan, who is also Thomas Wayne in the DCEU, and his wife, Martha, is played by Lauren Cohen, who is Maggie, Glenn's widow, who's Glenn's widow, and she left the show because of Whiskey River. Whiskey River? The show with former Walking Dead star and the title character of Everybody Hates Chris. Well, I forgot his name, but yes, he was in The Walking Dead, and he got killed off, and he also played Chris. He was famous for Chris on Everybody Hates Chris. And yes, he's got a younger brother who played in Lab Rats, and he was the guest star on that show on Disney XD. He was a guest star, but not as his brother, but as his future self. Yeah, because his younger brother looks like him in his younger days with playing Chris Rock. But although, like I'm saying, I'm just saying, But that's what I'm saying, guys. If you don't want to watch season 8 of, if you don't watch the series finale Game of Thrones, because after what happened last week, please be my guest I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to force you to watch it. Just go ahead. Just go ahead. I mean, you know. But if you do want to watch Game of Thrones, please watch it and see how it ends. And if like I say, we could talk about it on Anchor FM, and I will feature it on Monday Thrones. But, you know, I can be debatable, but hey, I can respect your opinion. I can definitely respect your opinion. Even if you don't like it, I will respect your opinion. Okay, guys, that's going to be about it for this bonus content of Game of Thrones. Of Monday Thrones. And I will see you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow for Marvel Tuesday. And yes, I am recovered. I've been recovered from last night's traumatizing episode. Went through therapy. And I will be back tomorrow to talk about Marvel.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.